Hello everybody. So this is another busy weekend for me. I can only provide you a short video this Sunday, but still Sunday is dot day, Sunday is strategy day, and it seems like this Sunday is Bitcoin day. We are very happy this morning to wake up to Bitcoin almost eating 114 right now, 113,500. And this is because, of course, of the Chinese trade talks who seem to be very, very well. Besant is confident that there won't be an additional 100% tariff on November 1st on China. You had the Kobesi letter here reporting on very positive words from the Chinese Vice Minister of Commerce, talking about a trade deal coming, talking about substantial purchases of US soybeans, and that's something they had said they wouldn't buy, talking about export control, tariff suspensions, good stuff coming, and a trade deal being potentially imminent, and Reuters seems to believe that as well. And of course, the market is pumping, and the only thing open on a Sunday is Bitcoin, and so Bitcoin is pumping on liquidity, pumping on that good news, and so hopefully Robinhood walks tomorrow, right? Tomorrow morning. We've had two Monday mornings in a row where Robinhood didn't work, or hopefully, you have also another broker with funds easily available. Because, anyways, I'm kind of joking, but not really. Hopefully, Robinhood works tomorrow morning, and hopefully this holds. Right? It's oftentimes Sunday night, 7 p.m. on Sunday nights. Central time, oftentimes you get movement in Bitcoin price. Hopefully this holds overnight. And, of course, over positive news, you have the tariff. If you look at last week, the odds of tariffs being placed on China, 14% Polymarket was telling us. Now Polymarket is telling us only 2% chance of tariffs. So, again, we are used to this playbook. You scare the market, you spook the person you negotiate with, and then you come back to reasonable negotiation tactics. Trump has done that many times before. It seems to be what he is doing today. And of course, if on Thursday there is a picture with Trump and Xi, it might be next to a trade deal being signed, and it might go all over the media, and that will be bullish for Bitcoin. I think we have a very bullish week coming up for Bitcoin and for strategy. Of course, Saylor bought more. It's dot day again. My guess is that Saylor bought very little Bitcoin, probably 100 or 200. My guess is he only tapped a few of the preferreds, and I don't think he did the ATM again. And this is just by what I was looking at, what I was highlighting yesterday, which is the MNAV essentially hasn't really moved in a month. It went from a 1.36 to a 1.3. It hasn't really moved, and we can see that all of the periphery, like all of the other treasury companies, much smaller companies than strategy, they had crashed much, much, much harder than strategy. And if you crash much harder, you rebound much harder. And they have all started rebounding on Friday. MetaPlanet up 8%. Strive that was outstanding, up 27%, another 12% in after hours. So pretty outstanding. The stock up roughly 40% in a single day on Strive, ASST. And Kindly MD, that's Nakamoto, also up quite a bit on Friday. So the treasury companies that fell much more than the other ones, they were pumping on Friday. And so I think this bodes very well for strategy and Bitcoin and what's coming up the next week. Of course, what I said in yesterday's video remains. Crazy catalyst next week. So like I said, a lot of big tech reporting, all of them, but NVIDIA keynote coming up, with Jensen keynote on Tuesday. The rate cuts at the Fed also kind of in the bag, 99% chance. The meeting, and it looks like the trade deal is going to happen, or at least a lot of optimism is going to happen. And I'm going to add today, and this is just looking at social media this morning, Snap trending on every news site, Snap trending on X, and of course, if you're outside of the U.S., Snap is food stamps. It's the food social program of the USA. It's kind of like the main social program in the U.S. for low income people. Actually, 40 million people receive Snap. Can you believe that? And it seems like people are freaking out. The media is freaking out. X is freaking out about food stamps running out perhaps on November 1st, or having really diminished checks. And all of the media is freaking out about that they're running out of money. And so I think this could have a very positive impact on the shutdown ending, within the next 2 weeks probably, because even though military pay, we know, or police pay, etc., even though that's not likely to sway, they just need a few Democratic votes in the Senate. Because unlike what a lot of people say on X, you don't need 50% in the Senate. You need 60%. To control the Senate, you need 60 votes, right? It's if you don't know that about U.S. politics, I tell you, it's 60 votes, and they only have 53 votes. So you need to have 7 Democrat votes, and I think food stamps going away is likely to sway, at least seven seats to vote in favor of ending the shutdown. So SNAP being cut might be the very thing we need for the shutdown to end. Military pay being cut off was not enough. We needed to go this way. So I think this bodes very well for the shutdown ending and the government starting back up. And of course, that's the last catalyst we need, along with the end of the trade with the China trade tensions. That's the last catalyst we need. And so if we have no more shutdown, if we have a trade deal, and if we have a rate cut, we are in for a beautiful November, and I'm very excited and preparing for it. So anyways, this was not investment advice, not financial advice. This is only entertainment. Please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. I hope you were entertained. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.